Mind of a Writer, and I'm Adina Lev, the writer. Today is part 10, and it's my continuing vlog series. You'll see my hair. It looks like hell in North Carolina today. This is the 4th of July weekend. It is I'm going to take somebody's quote. It is 5 degrees short of the devil's oven outside. 83% humidity, and you can tell from my hair, it's just one big. So, anyhow, after that personal little anecdote of the weather, today I'm going to be discussing things that have influenced my life as a writer. I've mentioned this before, and historically, I'm over 50. I can say historically we're referencing my life because, wow, historically. Anyhow, one of the things that was part of my life is my sisters and I were raised in abject poverty. When I say abject poverty, no, it wasn't living in the car. That is below abject poverty. But it's our mother was a teenage mother when she started having us. And we know what it's like to pack up a house to get everything moved out before midnight when the sheriff's officers are going to come and evict you from that house. So anything of value you packed up and you moved fast. That kind of abject poverty. Not sure where the lights are going to be on, not sure what you're going to have for dinner unless you can steal it from the local grocery store. And believe it or not, back in the 70s, it was so much easier to steal things. And you walk in, they weren't looking at little kids as being thieves. You were looking for the big people to be the people who are going to stuff stuff into their pants and walk out with dinner for that night. Been there, done that. So I'm not stupid. I could see that the only way to get out of what statistically I was supposed to become was to break the cycle. And the only way to do it was through education or join the military. And I was supposed to go to college. Really, I was on my way I was trying to get into UC Davis in their biomed program, but it was going to require me to stay with my mother for another year or so. That wasn't going to happen because then I would just fall into the statistics and become a teenage mother living in abject poverty, probably drug addicted or a hooker, who knows. Wasn't going to go there. So at 17, I joined the Navy, did 8 years. And one of the things that impressed me about the Navy, well, first off, was I got all the food to eat that I wanted. I didn't have to have just one measured cup of powdered milk a day. I could actually have all the milk I wanted to drink. Oh my God, the sky's open, angels sang. It was great. And I didn't have, and here was the game changer. When you have a teenage mother who was abused all her life by a teenage mother, you don't have a whole lot of tools in your toolbox how to handle stressful situations. You know one thing, lash out. So when I was in the Navy, and after this epiphany, I could eat as much as I wanted, drink as much milk as I wanted. I also found out they couldn't hit you. They could not hit you. All they could do was exercise you to the point of exhaustion. Great. You can't hit me? It's on. Yeah, when I say that, it sounds, oh my. But no, when you find out that the things that you fear the most, no food and physical abuse, are gone, the sky is the limit. What you can do and what you can get away with is beyond, beyond. Oh my God, it was a game changer. But on the other hand, one of the things I found out, because I'm not stupid, is that you could go to schools all over in the military. Now, if you are watching this and you are thinking, oh, I want to go in the military, or your child is thinking, I want to go in the military, the hierarchy of danger levels, because, oh my God, I don't want my child to get blown up. Air Force. Air Force is the least likely to go into combat unless you are an officer and flying a plane. Next is Coast Guard. You do encounter some dangerous situations, but for the most part, you're not going to go anywhere outside of the United States. Then you have the Navy. The last time anybody was hurt in a naval battle was, I think, World War II. You've had a couple skirmishes, but when you consider how many ships are in the fleet, going into battle is not all that much, unless you're a hospital corpsman attached to a Marine unit. then your ass is going to Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran. So keep that in mind. The next level is Army. Army does go into battle, and the last most dangerous in my head is the Marine Corps. Marines, ultimate respect, and I would not, if I was to go into battle, I want a battalion of Marines with me because then I'm probably going to make it out alive. So, Air Force, Coast Guard, Navy, Army, Marines, that level. And I enjoyed being in the military. Don't get it wrong. I loved every minute of it. The only reason I got out is during my second enlistment at the end of 8 years, the career counselor said, "So, what's your son's favorite color?" I looked at the man like he was cracked. Excuse me. I think blue. He said, if you, that's a basic for a parent. What is your child's favorite color? If you don't know your child's favorite color, you're not a good parent. You're not involved. If you're not a good parent, you're not a good sailor because then you can be compromised. At the time, I had a secret clearance because I was Tomahawk Tech. And that made sense. If I don't know my kids, then I'm an absentee parent, and studies show absentee parent, the children of absentee parents tend to become sociopaths, criminals, and I did not want that for my children. I wanted them to have a parent, so I got out of the Navy. But while in the Navy, one of the classes I took was effective communication. How does this tie into being a writer? Effective communication. The lecturer was telling us, here's how you know you're effectively communicate. Tell me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And he picked somebody in the audience. You. And the young man stood up and he said, well, you get some bread, you get some peanut butter and jelly, and you put it all together and you make a sandwich. Okay, that sounds pretty basic. Yeah, we're all playing in our head. So the lecturer looks and says, where do I get the peanut butter? Where's the bread? Oh, it's going to be like that. Okay, go to the cabinet and get out the bread. So he pantomimes going to the cabinet and goes, there's a door here. Okay, open the door, pull out the bread, pull out the peanut butter, close the cabinet. And literally, it took us 45 minutes to tell him how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich step by step. Open the jar, put the knife. Where's the knife? Get the knife. So it was like a very bad 1980s computer game. Walk to the door, open the door. But that's how you are an effective communicator. You make sure you tell your people how to get things done the way you want it done. As a reader, if I read that in a book that wasn't germane to a story, I'd throw the book away. I've discussed this before, too many details. I don't want to know that this shirt was blue unless there's a reason for it. As a writer, I have to watch myself doing that because there are some things I find going into too many details that I don't realize I've gone into all those details until I reread it. Yes, I do watch other people's vlogs to see how they do things and if it can increase what I do, make me a better writer. And they all say the same thing, brevity. How many words do you cut those words to make that sentence? Restructure it so that you can use less words. Stop insulting the intelligence of your readers, because if somebody's going to read your book, they're more likely on your intelligence level, and they're not going to appreciate open the jar of peanut butter, stick the knife in the jar of peanut butter, da da da. They're not going to appreciate that. And these people are absolutely right. I would not appreciate being told you're stupid, so I have to think for you. No, I want to paint that picture myself. So it's Saturday and it's hot as hell in North Carolina. And this is the end of this week's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took some things from it. And if you're thinking about the military, I heartily endorse it, enjoyed it. And it was an experience of a lifetime that you will never regret as long as you put into it what you want out of it. And to my friend Sherry, and yeah, Sherry's my best friend. We've known each other longer than her children have been alive. her son is a Marine and she's going through a bit of anxiety about his enlistment. So, Sherry, when you watch us, he's going to be fine. That is it for this week, and this has been Inside the Scary Mind of a Writer, and I'm Adina Lev, the writer, and I hope you like this. If you liked it, thumbs up, share it. If you didn't like it, thumbs down, tell me why, and then share it. And look for my book on Amazon.com, and I will see you next time. Bye.